My man Nate, man, shout out to Nate, bro.
What up, what up, what up? Ladies and gents, boys and girls, you are now tuned in to a brand new video of Sportsway with Dray podcast. I am your host with the most, the Hoods ESPN, Crystal Street's very own Dray. What's up, what's up, what's up? Once again, thank y'all for y'all continued support of the podcast. Keep it going, keep it growing, keep it flowing. If you haven't already, subscribe to the channel. It's right there on the bottom of the screen. Sportsway with Dray podcast. Also hit that notification bell so that way once a video is uploaded, you will get a notification letting you know I dropped a new video. Like the video, share the video, leave a comment. Hell, even ask a question because you can see the title, but tell a friend, all that good stuff. This video here, y'all know what today is. Y'all know on Fridays I do my Ask the Hoods ESPN questions. So y'all already know I only do 5 questions. I have to keep saying that because people have asked me like, yo, why don't you do 10? Why don't you do 10? I don't want to do 10 because 10 will make it a long video, and I don't want it to be a long video. I want to just keep it short and simple. So I just do 5 questions. I appreciate the fact that people is getting a kick out of this. Even though the same people keep asking. But I'm glad people are, tuning in and, giving me their feedback. But yeah, I don't want to do 10. I just want to do 5. The max I would probably do is probably 7 because lucky number. But as far as doing 10, I'm not going to do 10. I may do 7 later on down the line, but right now it's just 5. I'm not gonna take it to 10. Sorry, but not sorry. But yeah, so I got 5 good ones here. I got about, what we on? This is part 6. I got enough to do 2 more. But again, like I said, if you got any questions, hit me with them. And if it's a question that I love, who knows? You might see it on the next one, or you might see it on the one afterwards. But yeah, I'm having fun with these Ask the Hoods ESPN. So shout out to everybody who has been throwing me questions. There were some questions that were thrown at me that I didn't really like, that didn't really catch my attention. But just keep them coming. Pause. Keep them going. Keep them coming. Keep it going. Keep it flowing, like my motto is. But all right, let's get to it. This first one is a boxing question, and my bro Chris Beniquez, he actually hit me up while I was at work on last week. He hit me up when I was at work last week with this question. He was asking me like, how can he, shoot me a question? I'm like, yo, just text it to me. So when he texted to me, I was like, oh, this is a goodie. So he was like, oh yeah, I'm going to be paying attention to this question directly. So since it's a very intriguing question, I had to make it my first one. So, bro, Chris, this one's for you. Here it is. Prime Bud Crawford would get beat by which fighter at 147 in their primes? SSR. I'm trying to figure out who that is. Maybe I wrote it wrong, but I'm sure you're talking about Sugar Ray Robinson. Floyd, Pacquiao, Sugar Ray Leonard, Roberto Duran, Hitman Hearns, Sweet Tea, Pernell Whitaker, Oscar De La Hoya, Sugar Shane Mosley, Miguel Cotto. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. That's 10 names that you gave me. And the question you asked was a prime Bud Crawford. He would get beat by how many of these guys? Well, I didn't grow up watching Sugar Ray Robinson, but obviously, with the beauty of YouTube, obviously you hear stories about him. So I'm going to just put him in that one. So he's not beating Sugar Ray Robinson. And again, this is in their prime. I don't see him beating Sugar Ray Robinson. I don't see him beating Money Mayweather, even though I would like to see it now, but obviously Floyd is not in his prime no more. And as far as Bud Crawford, he's already let it be known that he's done fighting. Not a price would get him back in the ring. I find that hard to believe, but I don't see him beating Floyd either. Pacquiao, I would have loved to see him fight Pacquiao because being that they both were top ranked fighters, signed under Bob Arum, that would have been a dope matchup to see them two fight. In their primes, who? In their primes, I don't know if he would beat Pacquiao in their primes. I don't think he would beat Pacquiao. So he's 0 for 3 right now. Make it 0 for 4 because I don't see him beating Sugar Ray Leonard either. Roberto Duran, I will give him a nod on that one. And I'm giving him the nod on that just off the strength that Roberto Duran had a no mas against Sugar Ray Leonard. So he lost serious points with me for that. Great fighter, but just off of you doing that, yeah, I'm going to give Bud Crawford that win. So I can see him beating him. Tommy Hitman Hearns, I think Tommy Hitman Hearns was just too big, too tall. All he has to do is keep throwing that jab, and he had himself a mean punch to go along with it. So I'm going with Hitman Hearns to beat him. I'm going, Sweet Pea and Bud. I'm going to give him the edge against Sweet Pea. A slight edge. If he was to win, it would be by a decision. He's not going to knock him out. So a win is a win. So I have him beating Duran. I have him beating Sweet Pea. Prime De La Hoya. Shit. People sleep on the Golden Boy. People really, really, really sleep on the Golden Boy. So they know the De La Hoya that fought Mayweather. And now this De La Hoya that takes pictures in fishnets. But De La Hoya got busy in that ring. And if you're talking about in his prime, oh, wow. He wasn't called the Golden Boy for nothing. I would say he'll beat De La Hoya. I would say he'll beat De La Hoya. Slight edge. Sugar Shane Mosley. And again, in their prime. Sugar Shane was a beast. He was a problem. Sugar Shane was a problem. And he could pack a punch. He could pack a punch. I'm gonna go with. I'm gonna go with Bud. And the reason I'm gonna go with Bud is because I've seen Shane go up against dudes that was very aggressive, and they got the best of him. The late great Vernon Forrest comes to mind. Winky Wright comes to mind. And Bud Crawford is very aggressive as well. And I can see that being a problem for Sugar Shane. So I'm gonna say Bud will get the nod on Sugar Shane. And then last but not least, Miguel Cotto. Ooh, wow. I'll give Bud the edge on that. I'll give him the edge on that. Slight edge. So all of these wins, slight edge. Nothing crazy. But again, a win is a win. It doesn't matter if it's a split decision or majority decision. If you get the decision, you get the decision. So, okay, Chris, I say Bud beats Roberto Duran. I say he beats De La Hoya. I say he beats Shane. And I say all right, so 5 names. 5 names. So it's split in half. 5 and 5. I say he beats 5 of them. I say he loses to 5. He loses to Sugar Ray Robinson. He loses to Floyd. He loses to Pacquiao. He loses to Sugar Ray Leonard. And he loses to Hitman Hearns. Everybody else, he gets a dub. So there you have it. Appreciate the question. Dope question. Dope question. All right, let's get to the next one. A staunch supporter of this, my bro Taz, stays hooking me up with questions. He got a wrestling one for me. So here we go. Fatal 4-way match. Who you got? Sasha Banks, Bianca Belair, Naomi, Jade Cargill. Battle of the Sisters. I know who ain't gonna win, and that will be Jade Cargill, respectfully. So for me, the big 3: Sasha, Bianca, Naomi. Ooh. If I had to pick, I'm gonna go with Bianca Belair. I love Sasha, and we remember that classic match between Sasha and Naomi at WrestleMania. One of the greatest women matches ever. And pretty soon I'm gonna do a top 10 women's wrestling matches of all time. I'm gonna do that real soon. Real soon. Give me another 2-3 weeks and you're gonna see that video. But to answer your question, yes, in a fatal 4-way match, I'm going with Bianca Belair. I'm going with Bianca to get the dub. I can't wait for her to return. I was hoping that she'll be back for WrestleMania, but she's still dealing with that finger injury. But yeah, I'm going with the EST to get the dub in this matchup against Sasha Banks, Naomi, and Jade Cargill. And I love Naomi. Now, which Naomi are we talking? Are we talking Funkadactyl Naomi? Are we talking about Team Bad Naomi? Are we talking Feel the Glow Naomi? Or as we talking about this, Proceed with Caution Naomi? Because if we're talking Proceed with Caution Naomi, then things might get a little interesting here. But nonetheless, I'm going with the EST to get the dub. And I love Sasha Banks, who's now known as Mercedes Moné. But yes, I'm going with the EST to get the dub. Appreciate the question, bro. And then you give me another question. This one is a WNBA question. Who you got in a 2-on-2 game? Cynthia Cooper and Angel Reese, or Cheryl Swoops and Caitlin Clark? I'm going to go with Cynthia Cooper and Angel Reese. And this is the reason why I'm going to go with them. I'm looking at the defensive matchups. Angel Reese obviously is going to be defending Cheryl Swoops. And I'm not saying Angel Reese can stop Cheryl Swoops. I am not saying that at all. She is one of the greatest players in the history of the WNBA. I would not sit on this platform and disrespect her game. I'm sure Angel Reese could make it difficult for her, but she's still going to get her buckets. But the matchup that I'm in tune with is Cynthia Cooper versus Caitlin Clark. That's the matchup that I'm interested in, because obviously we know Caitlin Clark can't pay a lick of defense. She can't play defense to save her life. So that will be absolute barbecue chicken for Cynthia Cooper, who back then was viewed as the WNBA version of Michael Jordan. So in a 2-on-2 matchup, I got to give the nod to Cynthia Cooper and Angel Reese to get the dub over Cheryl Swoops and Caitlin Clark. Absolutely. Just off the fact that, first of all, 3 of the 4 players are defensive players. They're two-way players. You have one that's not a two-way player. So since she's the weak link on defense, I can't pick her to win because I know she's going to get cooked by Cynthia Cooper. So, yeah, there you have it. So I'm going with Cynthia Coop and Angel Reese to get the dub over Cheryl Swoops and Caitlin Clark. There you have it. Taz, you gave me another question. I don't know why you asked this one. I guess you was testing me to see how much of a, well, at that time, a Patriots fan I was, but, you know, I found this funny. Who was the quarterback of the Patriots before Tom Brady? That would be Drew Bledsoe. But again, like I tell people this, and I'm not ashamed to say it. I was a Patriot fan because of Tom Brady. When he joined the Patriots, that's when I became a Patriots fan. I was a fan of Brady's when he was at Michigan. So my loyalty was to Tom. It wasn't to the Patriots. Now, granted, he played for them. So, all right, cool. I'm going to rep the team. He's playing for them. So, yeah, I'm going to rep them. But then when he left, it's like, okay, he leaves, I leave, because that's where my loyalty is lied to. It's not to the franchise, it's to the player. So when he went to Tampa, I went to Tampa. And we went and got another Super Bowl. You get me? So I don't know why you asked this question. I guess you was asking it to see you want to check my football history, or if I was a Pats fan, how much do I know about them before Brady? Because, you know, you got a lot of people out there that claim they're Warriors fans. And they're only Warrior fans because of Steph Curry. Because if you ask them history of the Golden State Warriors, they probably can't tell you. They can tell you anything from Steph Curry to now. They can't tell you anything about TMC. You know what I'm saying? Which is Tim Hardaway and Mitch Richmond and Chris Mullins. They can't tell you about Monte Ellis and when the Golden State Warriors beat the Dallas Mavericks in the 2007 playoffs, when it was the 1 seed beating the 8th seed. See, they wouldn't be able to tell you that. But when it comes to the Steph Curry era, oh, yeah, now they're Warrior fans. They'll tell you, oh, yeah, we diehards. But you ask them that question and they can't answer it. So I can see why you asked that question, bro, but I appreciate it. But yeah, I knew who was the quarterback for the Patriots before TB12 got there. I know my shit, bro. I know my shit. And then the last question. Shout out to Jackson. Can Texas defeat UConn if they meet in the women's national title game? Woo! I will tell you this. The UConn that I've been seeing so far in this tournament, if it's any team that has the it's impossible to say that they have the formula to beat them when nobody's been able to beat them. I remember when Floyd used to fight, and all of these fighters said, "Oh yeah, we know how to beat Floyd. We got the blueprint. We got the blueprint." And Floyd would always say, "It's impossible to have the blueprint to beat me when nobody's ever done it." So I'm not going to say that Texas has the blueprint to beat UConn, but I will say this. After watching these past few games with UConn, especially these last two, against North Carolina and Notre Dame, it was really the second half. That's when they really started cooking. Like, they struggled in the first half. And then the second half is when they started cooking and then started getting in their bag. If they was to meet Texas in the national title game, because, again, they still got to get through South Carolina. And, I mean, when this drops, it's coming out. I mean, this is when this comes out, it's going to be Friday. So I'm almost certain Texas is going to beat Michigan on Monday. So this is just me calling it now. If Texas was to get to the national title game, because remember, if they beat Michigan, they got to play UCLA. That's not going to be an easy matchup. That's not going to be an easy matchup for UCLA. But again, to answer your question, can Texas defeat UConn if they meet in the national title game? Absolutely, they can. Absolutely, they can. Absolutely. Madison Booker is a problem. Rory Harmon, I think that's her first name. Harmon is a problem. Like, I know UConn gets a lot of credit for their defense, but Texas defense ain't nothing to be messed with either. It's not. I think the key would be the bench. I think the bench would be a factor for that game. Because honestly, I don't think Madison Booker will be one-on-one with Sarah Strong. I think they'll put Sarah Williams on Madison Booker. If I'm just being honest. But yeah, Texas can definitely defeat them. Just off of the way that they've been playing these last two games. I haven't, like, it takes for the second half for them to start cooking. Especially AZ Flood and Sarah Strong. To play Texas, they're gonna have to be in their bag from the first quarter. You don't want to wait to the second half and then start cooking. Nah, absolutely not. So yes, Texas can do it. They can do it, but as a UConn fan, I'm saying they're not going to do it. You know, I'm already jotting down another perfect season for UConn. I'm already calling it now. But it wouldn't shock me if Texas did. They're that good enough. They're that good enough to do it. They're that good enough to pull it off. So yeah, to answer your question, Jackson, yes, they can do it. But there you have it. Those are my questions. Those are my 5 questions for Ask the Hoods ESPN. Again, keep them coming. Keep the questions coming. DM me on Facebook, Dray, that's my name. DM me on Instagram, Dray1985. And for those that personally know me, y'all know my number. Y'all thought I was going to give it away, huh? But yeah, that's the way you can get in touch with me. And then hit me with the questions. And the 5 that I like the most, those are going to be the ones that I'm going to use. Who knows? Who knows? Maybe part 7, I'll do 7 questions. Being that it's a lucky number, maybe I'll do 7 questions. Maybe next week I'll do 7 questions. All right. I'll think about it. But until then, again, y'all hit me in the comments and give me the questions. So that's another way y'all can chime in and participate in this. So hit me up on Facebook. Dray Day. Just look me up. I'm sure it's a lot of Dray Days, but this face is going to be difficult to unrecognize. Dray Day 1985 is my Instagram handle. My YouTube channel, obviously. And then the ones that personally know me, shoot me a text on my phone. And there you have it. And again, the 7 favorite that I like, I'm letting it be known now. Next week, I'll do 7 questions. I'll do 7. So next week, I'll do 7 questions. So the 7 questions that I like the most, those are going to be the ones that I'm going to use. So until then, it's a wrap for this video. Again, thank y'all for y'all support. Keep it going, keep it growing, keep it flowing. If you haven't already, subscribe to the channel, Sportsway with Dray Day podcast. Also, hit that notification bell so that way, once a video is uploaded, you will get a notification letting you know I dropped a new video. Like the video, share the video, leave a comment, tell a friend, all that good stuff. In closing, y'all know how this goes. This has been another video of Sportsway with Dray Day podcast. Catch y'all on the flip side. God bless. Peace and love. Your boy is out of here.